I'm David Wild Oaks, and I have a testimony. So back in July of 2024, I was at a conference, Harold Eberly's conference to be exact. And Harold Eberly was feeling led by the Spirit. And this is what the challenge is that he gave us. He said, I want you to walk across the room, go to somebody and see what they need and do whatever the Lord has put on your heart. So I did. And I knew as soon as I was gonna go up to the guy who's gonna ask for something probably that I couldn't afford at the time. And that is what I was afraid of, but I decided to take the risk anyway. So the guy sat down. It took him some time to decide what he wanted. I mean, this was, a big challenge. And he said he wanted a Nord keyboard. So I thought to myself, okay, cool. I'll write that down and I'll come back later. I had no idea how expensive a Nord keyboard was, but if you've seen those things are expensive. And so I had nowhere near the money at the time to fulfill that need or request. So I carried this around in my heart for 4 months. In the meantime, my wife and family and I, we were looking for a property for us to live in, a duplex to be exact. And so we went through a lot. In August, we were blessed enough to be able to close or to be able to put an offer in, get accepted for the duplex. And it was amazing. So in October 21st of 2024, we were able to close on the duplex. What happened next was we had a free month's rent because of the payment was not due till a couple of months later. And so me still carrying around that request in my heart that God has put on was to go buy that Nord keyboard. Now, several things happened in my mind. Was I could just donate a little bit of money towards it. I could just buy something else, or I could say, you know what, I just don't have it. But what I did, I actually wanted to purchase the keyboard. So with that first month's rent, I looked on eBay, and luckily there was a deal. I bought a Nord keyboard from Japan, and I drove it and took it to the guy and was able to bless him with it. And it was such an amazing, heart-filled moment, and just amazing story for him that God heard his prayers. And I was filled with so much joy to be able to bless him with that keyboard. Now, the challenge was back in about a month later, my wife got into an accident and the car needed repairs. And again, I was in a position where I didn't have the money. That money that I gave towards the keyboard in October was the first fruit payment from the duplex. I was able to share this testimony in church, and Pastor Jonathan, I didn't express that I was in need of the car at all. Pastor Jonathan brought this up and shared with people that we were in need of the car. And somebody out in the audience, I have no idea, blessed us with $5,000 cash. So I was able quickly, probably within a month, to see that first fruit come to fruition.